Thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate it. Notice is hereby given of a regular meeting of the District Board of Directors to be held at 105 Fort Road, Fort Isabel, Texas on November 21st at the hour of 5:30 p.m. for consideration of the business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the district on November 15th at 4:30 p.m. in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, not less than 72 hours prior to the time of the said meeting. The chairman calls meeting to order, which I do, and we have a quorum, myself, Mr. Bowder, Mr. Donahue, Mr. Starkey, and Mr. Friedman were not able to attend with notice, and we are ready to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and all its blessings. Keep us ever mindful of our responsibility to serve our community. Bless us with wisdom and guide us in our decisions so that we may be better stewards. Give us clarity so that we can effectively tackle each part of today's agenda, reveal problem areas, and lead us to the best solutions. We ask this through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen. I'd like to invite the audience if there's any comments. Anyone at all? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 4. Consider and discuss for possible approval the minutes of the regular meeting from November 9th, 2022.
I move that we approve them. I second.
Motion made by Mr. Donahue, second by Mr. Bowder. All in favor? Aye. Item 5, General Manager's Report.
Yes, sir. Mr. Vice Chairman, good evening, members of the board. Thank you for being here tonight. The reservoir level, 31.7, has been steady for the past whole month. And we've been getting some rain up there, very little, but it seems like it's helping keep it steady. So we're just hoping for more rain for later on during the winter time. It usually rains a little bit more. Anyhow, going on the next one, we left some cards and invitation for the award banquet for the LMWD employees for December the 10th, 2022. So this survey here, we would like to know if you guys will attend and bring your spouse. And there's a couple of meals there, 1, 2, 3, 4 meals that you can pick from that. And of course, dessert. You can leave or bring it back later, give it to us or call us, so Daisy can have you listed as your meal and everything that's needed. And if you have any questions, call me. Any other questions? Okay, on the next item here, the oath of office for the newly elected members will be December. So if you all like to have your own judge to swear you in, or we normally have Bo, or he's our local.
Be happy to have our local judge. I know Jason will as well.
Both. Okay,
Great.
we'll have him ready for you guys at the next board meeting.
Excellent. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you so much. Anybody have any questions? No? Item 6, consideration and approval of canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the district's Board of Directors election held on November 8th.
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice Chairman. There's the last results that we received from the county elections office are at the third page from the bottom, third from the last page, and the results are in there. Where, okay, position number 1, Balde C. Alanis Sr. was 2,058 votes, which is 47%, 47.87%. And Mr. Jason Starkey with 2,241 total votes, declaring Mr. Starkey the winner on that one. And then for the position number 2, we can see there that Dr. Adam Long with 3,371 votes at 100%. of the votes.
Yeah.
So congratulations for you both. And what we need to do now is approve the canvassing, which is those numbers. These numbers are unofficial until you guys approve it tonight, so we need a motion for that one.
Like to have a closed session? I move that we approve.
Okay,
Motion made by Mr. Bowder to accept, and seconded by Mr. Donahue. All in favor?
okay, now we need the each one, right? Account for you guys. Right?
Great. I call a roll call vote for
David
this
Bauer
item.
approves.
David Bowder, aye. Bill Donahue, aye. Adam Lalonde, aye.
That's all we needed, thank you.
Excellent. Item 7, consider and discuss for possible approval of a 3-party interlocal agreement with Cameron County, Cameron County Irrigation District Number 6 to restore the cross culvert on Whipple Road.
So I think, yeah, this is, I think we've had discussions on this item before. Our raw water line, how it runs from Racetrack Road up to Los Fresnos. It goes along Whipple Road from the elevated canal towards Prentice Line. And right here at the Resaca crossing on the west side of Old Dallas, there's the road's basically degrading. It's at the point to where it's getting washed out on the north end. That culvert's compromised and needs to be replaced. And so basically, it's an irrigation district culvert that's probably been there since the 1930s, and with no maintenance on it. And so they're proposing to just insert a 30-inch or 42-inch pipe inside an existing RCP, or at least the existing 48-inch pipe that's been there since the 1930s. And so they had approached us to split the cost 50-50 for the contractor's quote versus the irrigation pipe district number 6 that was just volunteering to provide the pipe, which I guess that's the question about how much are we recommending to participate, or do we feel that the $13,250 is fair, or our portion shouldn't be more than the irrigation district contribution, I guess.
What I have recommended, and I talked to the engineer from the Cameron County, Carlos Sanchez, and we told them we were gonna match whatever District 6 is gonna provide, whatever the pipe cost, that's how much we can contribute. We're not gonna contribute more than that, which will be between $8,000 and $10,000. So I think that would be the first fair deal for that. But we'll enter in the agreement contract saying that we're not gonna go over that amount. So
Yes.
the only thing that we've been asking since the beginning of this agreement, talking on these, that they should provide me a written statement where they purchase a pipe and how much it is. That way I can make my determination on how much. They haven't sent it to me. So as long as they don't send me that information, I don't agree to anything. So I just recommend that we, whatever the cost of the pipe is how much we provide and assist on the repair of that pipe.
So we match irrigation district 6 contribution, pretty much.
Then who picks up the rest?
At the county.
The county should, and that's the only one that can do that.
Yeah, because this is a point where it'll cause the road closure from it filling from the washout.
Yeah.
So that they gotta fix it pretty much.
Great. What action do we have to take on this?
Yeah, I guess recommend approval for, if they do the 30-inch pipe, I guess we have an estimate of 6,400, and for the 42-inch steel pipe, they have an estimate of 10,000. So our contribution wouldn't exceed,
Not to exceed 10,000?
yeah, not to exceed 10,000.
It could be less, because they haven't sent me a statement.
Right, so it'd be not to exceed amount, so we'd only
Right.
approve the actual cost as well.
I make a motion that we approve not more than $10,000.
Motion to approve. Up to 10,000, seconded by Mr. Donahue. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Good luck, Mr. Galvan,
Thank you.
with that negotiation.
Okay.
Item 8, consider and discuss traveling meter for construction contractor on SH 48, State
Right.
Highway 48.
All right, so this was kind of an odd one, but it was a vendor from AguaWorks. Basically, he's a pipe supplier. He approached us with this request. So we haven't spoken directly to the site developer yet on this one, but basically it's the idea of providing water service along Highway 48 outside of our annex boundaries. And so I figured it's been a while since we've really thought about this idea. So I have this handout to sort of kind of explain sort of our service areas that Daisy just passed out. And so back in 2012, we did an unserved service area study. And so pretty much, this area, this first exhibit shaded in yellow, that's our Laguna Madre Water District in terms of our service area. That where it changes from yellow to green is the boundary where there's a settlement in the 90s where we have agreed to Reese Rio Hondo Water Supply Corp to serve areas west of Buena Vista, and the water district would serve everything east of Buena Vista. And then that northern boundary is Laguna Vista Club subdivision, which matches the meets and bounds of the district. And so as you continue over here to Highway 48, if you notice this area that's not colored at all, it's a nobody's service area. And then that area halfway towards the port, that's actually the limits of the service area for Brownsville PUB. So at Brownsville PUB, they have a certificate of convenience and necessity issued through Public Utilities Commission. East Rio Hondo has the same thing. And then we've just never applied for a CCN. So we're just a municipal utility district. We really don't have to have one unless there's a disagreement on service areas. That's when you go and pursue a CCN, which we've just never made the application. So, and then also, I guess this unserved area, if we go to the next page, these are the exhibits that they had studied. And so if you look at these parcels, A4 parcels, this Garcia Dougherty property wedged between Laguna Heights and Las Joyas. So it's pretty straightforward. It's already inside the district. That A5 is that first Loma here, Espada Ancha. And then A6 is at the curve, which is where this next decade is already starting to develop. And so I guess if we look at a potential water service area extension for A5 and A6, I guess the discussion is if we want to consider that area and being that, these are valued completely differently in terms of considering a property tax and annexation, would we make that requirement for considering service, or would we come up with some special rate for serving areas outside of the district boundary? And so I guess that's sort of all that's up for discussion on this item. We want to approach it.
The reason we brought it up is because this company that's gonna be utilizing the water is the gas company. And I know that there was a lot of, customers and people from Port Isabel and South Padre and Buena Vista that were against that company.
LNG.
LNG, there you go. And we normally don't serve outside somebody that comes in and connects. What they want to do is connect to our fire hydrant, that's Highway 100, and then extend the pipe all the way out there. And we've never done that before, only for general contractors that build inside the district boundaries. So in saying that, I know that even our previous board members were sort of like iffy about connecting to the LNG company. There's a lot of, like, what do you call that, bad,
Opposition.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're just
Some
requiring,
people oppose it.
yeah, they're requesting just temporary water, right?
Yeah, this request is just a temporary line. They probably drop a new fire hydrant there at the intersection of 148 and then run their 4-inch line for construction phase. They'd probably be looking at using 250,000 gallons per day.
Bennett's gonna do this?
Yeah.
Waterworks?
How much, what would we be looking at for revenue?
Yeah, I guess we would have probably, it would be, I guess the right thing to do is to charge a higher rate than our standard rates, maybe 1.5 times our rate structure for this customer, because they're outside the district and not participating in the property tax.
What choices do they have? Why can't we charge them 5 times?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's our discretion to choose what we feel is appropriate. And then their other option is to go extend lines from Brownsville, which is a much farther distance. So which is, I think that's their approach they're working on right now for the permanent service anyway, so.
I don't know, I just tried to book a hotel for the day before graduation at UT, and it's 6 times as much as it is the day before graduation, or the week before. So I don't know why, if we're the only game in town, we wouldn't put your heads together and charge them as much as we can get out of them.
I'm in favor of investigating a relationship with it. I mean, the district has a lot of needs. We saw that at our last meeting when we had to say no to a lot of different things that perhaps we wish we didn't have to say no to. And if this is something that can help us say yes to some things, and they need water, and they're going to get water one way or another, then I myself don't have a problem with us at least investigating that relationship further.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with 1.5? This is.
I don't know, I think it's, I know there's in-city and outside city rates, but I've never dove into the rate structures for what the logic is behind that.
I mean, I would
don't know
urge
if
you
that's-
guys,
yeah.
in order to come up with a rate, I think we want to come up with a fair rate, right? That we can feel like we're being a good business partner, but that we're also taking into account our own risk and what that's going to involve for us. And so I think we may need to put some feelers out to other places that have more experience with that and find out, oh yeah, we charge if 3 times is a going rate, great, then 3 times is a going rate. I don't want to just throw out 1.5 times if that's not the going rate.
Yeah, and then Valley Municipal Utility District number 2, Roger Viejo and Riverbend, they do have customers outside the boundary that they serve. So that would be a very similar case to ours. We can check, see what they're doing.
Could be. However, when it's a large case like this of a giant commercial project and they know that there's certain environmental concerns, and so that is an added element of risk for us to have to deal with, then certainly there's a premium that's attached to that risk.
And are we potentially going to become their provider? So who's going to be their provider? We just don't know, right?
Well, their provider, all the discussion up to this point, their permanent service is going to be through Port of Brownsville, which is the Brownsville Navigation District. They get their water for Brownsville PUV. It's like a master meter.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing anything crazy if we were potentially going to be their provider, but.
No, a few years back where they decided to, that we provide the water for them, they decided not to, that they were gonna build their own reverse osmosis treatment there.
Yeah.
But it never
Yeah.
happened, so.
Yeah, and that's parcel A5 versus parcel A6. So we're dealing with a different track right now, but it's the same question.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What motion do we need to make? And when do they want the water? Tomorrow?
Oh, that's just, I mean, it's just, I guess it's, if we're gonna consider to negotiate further is pretty much the extent of action today.
I believe we can come back at the next meeting and bring.
Or it's only discussion. Yeah, there's no action
Right,
taken.
right.
Okay.
Great, well, I mean, without hearing our other board members, that would be my thought on it. You know, it's a place that needs water, they're gonna get water, and I would love to let that help in some way, perhaps subsidize all the paying customers that are here in our water district.
Yes, I agree.
Did, they mentioned the amount of water per day?
250,000 gallons.
250,000.
Yeah, and then I think their permanent service would have a 520 GPM max.
So, you know, obviously part of that negotiation would be, hey, you guys have to tell us how much water can we reasonably supply to these guys without endangering our customers. Things like this certainly speaks to having a desal plant, right? Suddenly we got a whole lot of water and we can ship it to all of those tracks down that channel if they needed it, right? And that would be good for us, good for the environment, good for everything. So it seems like let's find our win-wins and go from there. I don't think we need to have the discussion of like, should there be LNG or not? That's beyond the scope of it. This is really a matter of do they need water or not? We're gonna give it to them without hurting our customers or with help. That said, I think we'll move on. Agree? Yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
sir, we agree.
Consider and discuss item 9, possible approval of the financial reports for August 2022.
Are there any questions about the financial report?
What's your thought on the money side of the item we just discussed, since you're up here at the podium?
On the sale of water from a traveling meter? All that would be something that's revenues that are unbudgeted. That would be a bonus. I mean, we always have unexpected expenditures. So unexpected revenues are something that's would be gladly, I think it would help our bottom line.
When would they want the water?
Yeah, I mean, I know they're already out there working, so we'd have to start talking timelines if we're gonna take it to the next step.
Oh, tomorrow.
And they're laying all the pipe, right?
Yes.
Isn't that deal?
What's up, Ed?
Yeah, I don't have any other comments unless.
Oh, I
That's
move that we
fine. We
approve.
got anything else we gotta do? Nothing going on? Okay.
I move that we
Mr. Bowder
approve.
moves to approve. Mr. Donahue seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 10, consider and discuss, thanks Eddie. Consider and discuss possible approval for the purchase of pumps for lift stations 1923 and these the block.
Members of the board, this purchase is part of the approved budget for this year. The lift station department, they take a look on all the pumps that they have on the lift stations, and they listed these 5 pumps to be replaced. Like an action plan instead of doing an emergency purchases. So we're getting 5 pumps. The staff is recommended for approval and award the contract to Precision Pump Systems for the purchase of 5 pumps for $149,412.57, and we're using a budget.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion to approve made by Mr. Donahue, second by Mr. Bowder. All in favor?
Aye.
Consider and review expenditures from November 1st to November 14th, item 11. Acknowledged by Mr. Donahue and Mr. Bowder, and I acknowledge. Brings us to item 12, and we appreciate everybody for coming, and have a great Thanksgiving, good time off. So everything works how it's supposed to over the